Herman Melville, Moby-Dick or The Whale. Immerse yourself in the riveting world of Herman Melville's Moby-Dick or The Whale, a captivating tale about Ishmael, a penniless wanderer who sets sail in search of adventure. Alongside Pequod, a seasoned harpooner, they form an unexpected bond as they embark on a tumultuous journey aboard the Pequod, led by the enigmatic Captain Ahab. This summary provides a comprehensive and engaging insight into the various themes and intricacies of the novel, including friendship, obsession, madness, and the mighty white whale at the center of it all, Moby-Dick. Discover the captivating story of men drawn together by fate as they navigate through moral dilemmas and pursue the monstrous creature that holds the key to Ahab's vengeful desires.
A Whale of a Tale. Ishmael, a poor New Yorker, sets out on his first whaling voyage. After missing his ship to Nantucket, he ends up in New Bedford where he stays at the Spooter Inn and meets the appropriately named Jonah, the bartender. A whaling adventure. In this story, Ishmael agrees to share a bed with Pequod, a tattooed harpooner who terrifies him. Ishmael warms up to Pequod after attending sailor-turned-chaplain Father Mapple's sermon and smoking a pipe together. Pequod reveals he was a king's son from an island and the two plan their next seaward adventure together. On a schooner to Nantucket, their cross-cultural friendship draws curious stares, but Pequod saves a boy washed overboard, winning respect from the crew. Joining the Pequod. Ishmael, a sailor looking for work, meets Pequod, a harpooner, in a New England inn. The harpooner explains that Ishmael alone must pick the ship they'll join. Ishmael chooses the Pequod because of its nostalgic, weathered appearance and custom outfitting. On the ship, Ishmael meets Captain Ahab, an educated, good man who became melancholy after losing his leg to a monstrous whale. A ragged sailor named Elijah delivers obscure hints and warnings about the well-being of their souls, Captain Ahab and their upcoming voyage. Despite his warning, Ishmael and Pequod board the ship and discover that the crew is missing except for a sleeping rigger. Ahab's hunt. As the ship embarks on Christmas Day, Ahab remains missing. Ishmael gets to know the ship's officers while meeting Pequod, Tashtego, and Dagu who work with them. After some days, Ahab appears with a scar on his face and neck fashioned from a whalebone leg. The captain's demeanor is always solemn as he alerts his team to whale territory, ordering all eyes to be on the lookout for a white whale. As they journey forth, Ishmael reflects on how we too often believe in spiritual things without fully comprehending them. The Vengeful Captain. On board a whaling vessel, Captain Ahab promises a gold coin to whoever spots the white-headed whale with a wrinkled forehead, crooked jaw, and 3 holes in its tail, which the harpooners identify as Moby-Dick. The captain exclaims that his true purpose is revenge against the whale and will pursue it through the flames of hell. While Starbuck disapproves of seeking vengeance on an animal for its instinctual behavior, Ahab argues that his suffering is a prison and the whale is the agent of his captivity. Despite Starbuck's resistance, the captain makes his crew swear to join his vengeful mission. The hunt for Moby-Dick. Ahab, captain of the Pequod, chases the elusive white whale, risking a mutiny by keeping his mission secret. As the crew prepares to hunt their first whale, 5 unknown men join them, led by the mysterious harpooner, Fedallah. While waiting for a whale to appear, a thick mist and a squall envelop them, causing chaos and danger. One of the boats capsizes, but the crew manages to find their way back to the ship and Ishmael's initiation into whaling is complete. Throughout the events, the crew is reminded of the fragility of their existence and that everything in life is defined by its contrasts. Haunted by Moby-Dick. In this excerpt from Herman Melville's classic novel, Moby-Dick, the crew aboard the Pequod is haunted by a mysterious midnight spout that lures them onward. The crew begins to attribute this spout to the infamous white whale, and eerie occurrences begin to happen aboard the ship, including the appearance of strange creatures and a passing encounter with the Goni, a ship that seems to have been attacked by Moby-Dick. The crew's fears are confirmed when they hear a tale from another whaling ship about the white whale's deadly revenge on one of their crew members. As the Pequod sails towards Java, the crew mistakes a giant squid for Moby-Dick, but Queequeg assures them that a sperm whale is still in their future. Melville's words, "In landlessness alone resides the highest truth, shoreless, indefinite as God," speak to the theme of the book, the pursuit of an unattainable and mysterious force, just like the vastness of the ocean. The hunt for Moby-Dick. The crew of the Pequod hunts for Moby-Dick, a white whale, and faces numerous challenges along the way. Despite encountering a peaceful sperm whale and a large herd of whales, they only manage to catch a few. They also encounter a crew member on another ship who believes Moby-Dick is God incarnate and warns against hunting it. Meanwhile, Ahab becomes increasingly obsessed with revenge and even splinters his ivory limb in frustration. The crew learns about the dangers of seeking vengeance as they face attacks from pirates and sharks. Ahab's obsession with the white whale. As the Pequod enters the Pacific Ocean, Captain Ahab becomes more determined to hunt down Moby-Dick, the white whale. Despite warnings from his crew, Ahab wields a new harpoon and threatens any sailor who disagrees with his mission. A typhoon hits their ship, and as Ahab grasps the lightning rods, the crew realizes that God is against their mission. While some crew members suggest returning home, Ahab brandishes the burning harpoon and continues his pursuit. Meanwhile, Queequeg searches for a leak in the whale oil casks, falls ill, and commissions his own coffin. The crew takes 4 whales before Ahab dreams of hearses, and a prophet tells him that he can only die after seeing 2 hearses on the sea. The storm finally calms, and Starbuck contemplates shooting Ahab to save the crew but cannot bring himself to do it. Ahab's fatal obsession. Aboard the Pequod, the hunt for the elusive white whale, Moby-Dick, becomes an all-consuming obsession for Captain Ahab. Despite the warnings and fears of his crew, Ahab follows his mad quest for revenge, putting the ship and its crew in great danger. As the Pequod enters Moby-Dick's territory, tragedy strikes when a crew member falls into the sea and drowns. The ship loses its life preserver, leading the crew to adapt Queequeg's unused coffin as a replacement. The crew then hears reports of Moby-Dick from another ship and the captain's son going missing while hunting the whale. Despite pleas for help, Ahab stubbornly refuses and continues his pursuit. As they chase Moby-Dick across the seas, Ahab's crew witness his growing madness. His obsession with the white whale blinds him to the dangers that lie ahead. Even when his first mate, Starbuck, tries to dissuade him from his self-destructive mission, Ahab remains convinced that he is fated to defeat the whale. Finally, the two come face to face, and Ahab's harpoon strikes true, but the whale sinks his boat and takes Ahab down with it. The Pequod suffers a similar fate when Moby-Dick charges the ship, resulting in its sinking and the loss of all but one crew member. In Ishmael's retelling of the story, the reader witnesses the power of obsession and the cost of pursuing it. The book serves as a warning against escalating obsessions and the inevitable tragedies that follow.
In A Moby-Dick or The Whale, we witness the enthralling journey of Ishmael, Queequeg, Captain Ahab, and the rest of the Pequod's crew, as they relentlessly pursue the formidable Moby-Dick. The summary delves deep into the complex layers of human nature, the overwhelming power of obsession, friendship forged in adversity, and the ultimate consequences of vengeful pursuits. The heart-pounding adventures and tragic events serve as a catalyst to explore significant themes that resonate through time, making Melville's masterpiece a timeless classic. Embark on a turbulent voyage, and emerge with a profound understanding of the depth and diversity of human experience presented in this compelling narrative.